Hello all, and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're now entering into one of my favourite seasons, you know, of the four there are. I've always enjoyed the winter. In real life, it's partly because it's always cold and I don't like the heat. I am very much a creature of the cool, as I unfortunately have this terrible issue in that I am a walking furnace. Which means that, unfortunately, I struggle massively during the summer, as I find it far too warm. As I currently have a friend staying with me at the moment, and they have discovered this. As, of course, one of the interesting things that I have is that, you know, everyone's got a shower, well, some form of bathing equipment, and everyone has their preferred temperature setting, and mine is as cold as I can physically have it, really. Because for some reason, even on, I don't know what's going on with my shower, I set it onto the high power setting and it goes, aha, so you must want it on a basic heat level, right? And they came in and then they've turned it up to Inferno Death Superheat, because they are the polar opposite and always feel the cold, even in the middle of summer, which is amusing, but good grief is it, not really annoying. It was just one of those, it surprised me when I got in the shower. I was like, ooh, that's quite warm. Ooh, I don't like this. But it's the joys that is. And of course, and I'm more than happy to open up my home to friends, because why would you not? You know, do what one can. One does what one can for friends. That's the important thing. Now, here on the farm today, we have a little bit of clearing up to do. Not much, thankfully, because of course the winter does demolish a large quantity of the plants. And some of the things that I want to produce during this season are more of the preserving kegs, the jars even. Obviously I've got my brewing house here, which is lovely. I'm going to be making lots of wine through all the fruits and beers and all the stuff that I've got lying around. I might just try and do just a cycle of beer to try and whittle some of that wheat down, because I do have quite a lot of it. As well as that, I want to try to improve friendship with the villagers that I haven't really developed much of a friendship with so far. And potentially build a few more buildings or move stuff around in preparation for the new year. As well as that, I really want to try to get down to floor 100 in Skull Cavern, because that's a fiddly bit, and I haven't done that yet, and I really need to do it. Once that's done, of course, then we're kind of golden on that one, I think. The question will then be, what next does it require me to do? I can't think there's a huge amount more that I need to do on that one. Of course, I'd like to try to get to perfection, so that does involve me shipping out everything, being best friends with everyone, and making sure I've managed to organise everything correctly. That's going to be the big thing, really, isn't it? It's just making sure everything is done and organised. Of course, I do need to build the obelisks. I'm going to try and build a couple of Junimo huts. So there's a lot of resources that I'm going to need, and I'm going to need to manage, because that's kind of the important thing, is making sure that the farm is ready to roll. And working with like the Junimo huts, it's really just making sure I have a good idea of how that's actually going to work out in practice. As silly as that might sound, because it's the actual area of effect that a Junimo hut has in Stardew Valley, and actually working that out. Now, because of the rocks that are appearing up here, what I'm probably going to do is move the other, like the coop and the barn, up here, and maybe pave the area outside of it so that the rocks don't spawn, and then I can then move stuff around a little bit and try to make things a bit more organised. I think that's going to be the question, is that what am I going to actually be able to do? Okay. So let's have a look and see. Quickly head back up to the farm here and prepare myself ready for the day. Now, I've baked the chocolate cake. I can't remember if today is considered clear or not. but on the side of caution, I will wait. I'm going to grab some lumpy bombs. I'm going to have stuff. I'm just going to go make things. And, yeah. Just going to plug stuff in and get ready for going. Now, of course, one of the things that I would like to do, as well as like that whole Junimo hut thing, I wonder if there's like a mod that I can use to just sort of give me a footprint of how large the effect is, or even if I can turn that on as a thing. It'd be kind of nice. I know that it does give you a certain area, but who knows? Okay. So I'm just going to pop the last bit in. So that's the missing bundle complete, which means that now we will have the cinema, which would be really nice. It's only because I've been faffing too long and waiting for sturgeons to actually produce caviar, which had been a little bit lazy about doing, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. So, I've released our last Junimo here, which is quite cute and adorable. And now finally they can go home, which of course is, you know, what they want to do. Okay. Let's just quickly plug this one over. And off we go. Right. So we're going to head on over to the desert now, because that's going to be the next most important area to work from, I think. Now, one of the things that I've also been working on in this last week is I have been surprisingly busy, but it's actually working on the Patreon side of stuff. Now, I'm aware that I don't really do much on this side, but it's actually more to do with my other stuff that I do, like the pub quizzes and such. And considering I use it and link it with the same, it's still, I have the same user, like I'm still the walrus who does the pub quizzes. And obviously I don't really say my name is the walrus so much, but it's still, that's how I organize stuff and organize it all together. So that's going to be something that will be popping up soon, and will be appearing in the videos. But it's been figuring out what sort of rewards for basic tiers can I actually offer. Of course, personalized messages are always a nice thing. I am painfully aware that there is somebody who has used me to record their answer phone message. It was a couple of years ago, but it was very funny that they were like, oh yes, you're speaking to... It was always like I pretending that I was a butler sort of level. I was like, you've reached Charlotte's phone. Please leave your message after the beep. And that's going to be a potential option on that one. Is if you want me to make weird voice recordings like that, go nuts. I'm happy to do it. But there's going to be a few little more pub quiz themed ideas where I will actively run special events on Discord, doing pub quizzes. And I will also potentially be uploading a few of those as videos too. So, if you want to get involved on that, I'll be uploading those. It'll still be on this channel, but it'll be under a separate sort of tab. It won't be under the same playlist, of course, because I'm trying to be organised, hence why I've got Year 1, Year 2, and miscellaneous videos. But one of the things that I will do is have a pub quiz list, so I'm actually going to go through all the pub quizzes I've done over the last few years and start loading those up. Unfortunately, there's no prizes for these ones, but potentially will be prizes for the Patreon exclusive ones. Probably Amazon gift cards. But at the same time, the issue is, being that it's a pub quiz based on the idea of, well, you're sat in front of your computer, I can't really stop you from cheating. So, it kind of sucks a bit on that one. But at the same time, it's there to have fun. Because that's kind of the whole idea of a pub quiz in general. It's one of the things that we do say when we have people in doing the pub quizzes at the pub I work at, is that, yes, you could theoretically cheat. And that sucks. If we catch you, you're going to lose a lot of points. and it'll be completely ineligible for winning. It's almost like in early Legend of Zelda games, where if you steal from the shop, your name is permanently rebranded to Thief. You know, that sort of level of ridiculous. So, it's going to be fun, though, because I've done quite a wide variety of different themed quizzes, and other silly picture rounds and all sorts. So it'll be quite good fun to actually load those up and actually slug them away. But that's going to happen. They're going to be coming soon, along with the actual release of the full Patreon itself. And of course, it also is, if there's anything else that you might want me to do, like out there, please do. I mean, I know I don't have a swarm of followers. I'm not quite super YouTube famous, but if you know, if you've discovered me and you like what I do and you would like me to do something or like play a certain game, leave a comment. I'm always happy to read it, and I'm always happy to listen to ideas, because I like to do the Stardew Valley stuff. I find it fun. It's kind of therapeutic, but at the same time, at the moment, my life has got a lot more hectic of late, and I haven't really been able to plan everything. And unfortunately, it's the recently finding out that I am ADHD was a bit of a kicker on that one. And so that's why I find it difficult to schedule things. That makes loads of sense. That's really annoying, though. You know, you get to the age of your mid-late 30s and go, oh, I'm not quite neurotypical. That makes some annoying sense. But at the same time, it's something I've lived with, and I'm trying to work my way through. Anyway, less rambling aside on that one. As you can see, we're sort of slowly working our way down. We're nowhere near the bottom yet. We need to get to floor 100, and I know that's not the bottom, because I think theoretically this is a purely infinite mine. Now, I could indeed theoretically build the staircases and such, but I'm trying to work my way down without that, mostly because Mr. Key does actually make a comment on it if you do use the stairs. If you make staircases. Essentially calls you a lazy slacker. And I would rather that not happen. Okay, let's eat this carrot here. Lovely stuff. And we'll eat this white algae just to clear up some space. And yeah, that is a creature. Run away, run away. There we go. Die. Now, of course, one of the other things that I have been doing of late is I've been appearing in a friend's streams on Twitch, as she does some interesting D&D side of stuff. She has quite a good group of people who play D&D with her, and I've been... I got asked to come in as when one of the players dipped out for an emergency. She was like, oh, can you just come in and play for us? So I've done that a couple of times for her recently, which has been quite good fun. Because when it comes to one-shot sort of adventures, it's entertaining to be able to come out with a random character and be very different and very silly. Which, you know, that's something that I might end up doing on this, doing some more random silly. Because I'm kind of aware that this is more serious, comparatively. But I like to try and keep it nice and relaxing and, you know, no work, no effort. You don't have to think too much. Because that's kind of what this is all about. It's just a nice, gentle stream with lots of daft nonsense going on. Hence why I don't do, like, first-player shooters and stuff. Mostly because I'm also terrible at them. It's, I don't want to try and put myself on video with that, because I know what that'll attract is the certain sort of first-player shooter fans who are like, oh, you're terrible. I'm like, I know. I don't claim to be good at this. I do this because I enjoy it. There's a difference. I'm not trying to be like some absurd, competitive old sod. Old, that I am, but I'm not trying to be turbo competitive on online gaming. Now, one of the other little things that I would like to do as well is try to get... I really do need to get to the bottom of this. But one of the other things that I do also need to do is work on Ginger Island's farm as well a little bit, because I do need to do as many of the Mr. Key quests that he provides for you as possible, because the Mr. Key gems will allow me to purchase things like the expanded shopping list from Pierre, so I can buy any seeds at any time of year, which will then allow me to plant anything on Ginger Island that I so choose, which will be really useful, especially if there's anything that I particularly need. In the same way, I need to make sure that I can actually cook everything. Now, that's going to be the harder part. Thankfully, of course, I can checklist things off that I've cooked, but it's just making sure I have all the ingredients required for them, because some of them are a little bit more fiddly. And also trying to obtain the correct recipes, which of course you do need to make sure that you have a decent friendship with certain characters to actually get them. That's the biggest issue on that one. Righty, as we can see, we're getting further through the mine. Now, the advantage I have had is upgrading my pickaxe to give me a much greater swing speed. And, of course, being that I am immune to slime damage, I can really, in theory, just ignore slimes as a whole, which is helpful. But at the same time, I'm not too worried about murdering them all. It's these damn serpents who are the main issue that I have. Oh, that's a ladder. I just got distracted there for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to try and kill this mummy off, and then I'm going to place a bomb down, and then run away. Okay, so we've got a ladder down, so let's grab that. I'm usually a lot more... I want to complete every floor, I want to explore everything, I want to do everything, which is kind of a... Not quite that it's a problem, but that's just what I tend to do. It's just one of those... I have such a completionist sort of mentality, so I find it difficult to avoid clearing an area. But at the same time, I'm getting better at it. In the same way, I'm also one of the sorts of gamers who would hoard useful equipment, like I have all of these potions and all of these things, and I totally won't use any of them. And then realizing, oh yeah, I should totally actually use them, because there's no point in just holding onto them for no reason. I was terrible for that. I'm a little bit better now, but it's been a while since I played a full RPG sort of thing. I think the last one was actually replaying Final Fantasy VII. Not the new remake, the original that was remastered. Because here's the fun part. Shocking enough, I quite enjoy playing a full game for a single price, not having to pay for it in episodes, no matter how much more pretty it is than the original. It's that, it's just one of those things that annoys me. It's nice that it got a remaster. It's just, it would have been nicer if it had been a good remaster. And we hadn't had to, we actually got the full game all in one go. But that's me. I get grumpy about that sort of stuff. I mean, there's also a lot of older games that I would really love to see remastered. And one of them, for example, I grew up loving the Command & Conquer series of games. When I saw that got remastered, I was very dubious because it's EA. And then I was shocked that it wasn't terrible. So sometimes it does happen, but I also think there are a lot of games that don't need a remaster and then just get remastered far too early. Like, it's why are you remastering this game? It doesn't need it. It's still kind of fresh. Look at the older games that, people have a lot of love for. It's better to look through your interesting repertoire of games. An interesting sort of concept came up with a conversation with a friend of mine whilst we were playing on Xbox together, playing some Deep Rock Galactic and being silly, as one does. And we were talking about the Battlefield series of games and how disappointing their releases have been of late. At 2042, trying to give you a storyline, but there is no storyline. There is just like, why am I supposed to be attached to these characters? There's literally no reason for me to be so. In the same way, like, you look at the characters in here, there's actually a reason for you to actually be attached to the characters. I feel sorry for Shane, but at the same time, I don't feel sorry for Pam, and I'm questioning myself on that, going, why don't I feel sorry for Pam? Is it because she's a female alcoholic who's also abusive? Is that it? Because she is kind of abusive. But at the same way, Shane is not a great human being either. So why is that? But I need to figure that out. But there's no attachment to that. But we was discussing that maybe it would be cool if EA went back through all of the old history of logs of stuff that they own. And, for example, the Command and Conquer series that is under their name after the atrocious release of Command and Conquer 4 that was awful. Maybe it'd be really cool to have a Battlefield game similar to Star Wars Battlefront, but based in the Command and Conquer universe. Almost as if a re-release of Command and Conquer Renegade, or Renegade 2, almost. Because, goodness, that was a great fun game. It was actually my first major first-player shooter I used to play. Weirdly enough, it was Command and Conquer Renegade, not CSGO. For me. But then it was just the love of Command and Conquer that kind of gave it to me on that one. And when I say first player shooter, I mean the ones that actually have the multiplayer capabilities. Like I did play a fair bit of Quake and oh goodness, what are the other ones? Oh, and Unreal Tournament. But the trouble was, when I got into those, I didn't really have a good internet connection, so I couldn't really play. And also, I was scared to. Because I was like, I'm nowhere near going to be as good as the the sweaty neckbeards who play it all day. Obviously, that wasn't quite the wording I used at the time, but I was very much I'm not going to try and compete with the tryhards. But it'd be one of those, like, maybe look through some of the older library of stuff and, you know, remaster them. Even just buff the graphics up a bit. Even if you just re-release them as a bundle, like there was the Rare Replay that came out on Xbox. You know, stuff like that. But I'm not a game designer. I don't work for a big company like that. It's horribly out of my field of experience and remit. I am just a consumer who would like to see different things. I think that's the easiest way I can put it. I am nothing but just a man. But, you know, I have my love for things. Now, I didn't think you could actually unlock the slime eggs or find them if you didn't have a slime hutch. So I wonder if that's just because Mr. Key has given that to me in the chest. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check that one. But I'm pretty sure you couldn't get them unless you have the hutch. We'll see at least. So, that's the cinema rebuilt, which is lovely. So I'm actually going to go there at some point this week, I think. I've not really used the cinema so much. Again, it's one of those things that got added, and I just didn't really pay attention to it, which is probably not, you know, the best way of looking at things, but I just didn't really pay any attention to it, which is a shame. Okay, so let's water these coffee plants. Lovely stuff. Good old bit of coffee. Okay, and now let's deposit all the things we have here. So I've still got loads of like preserve stuff ready to go. There you go. Have a lovely sunflower. I can see it, because if she associates pink cake with the summer, which is when you can get the melons, totally get it. But, you know, everyone has their own associations for different seasons and foods. For me, a lot of the winter sort of side of stuff is all about stews. Like hearty, rich stews full of lots of like potatoes and meats and carrots. Like a good lamb stew is always nice. Same with like a beef stroganoff or beef bourguignon, coq au vin, you know, stuff like that. It's one of the reasons I was really pleased that I got a slow cooker a few years ago for Christmas, because my goodness, does that thing get used in my house. I like to cook for people, and that's just something that I will always admit. I'm a fond fan to be a host. I like having people around and showing them, not quite, I didn't want to quite say showing them a good time, but to give them a good meal, and that always makes me happy. I cooked a roast dinner for some friends, and bear in mind, I've never really cooked roast dinners. It was something that I never really bothered with, because I've never lived with a group of people who also wanted to have that experience. And of course, living on my own now, there's not really huge much point, because it's a lot of work. It requires a lot of oven space. So when I have friends over, it makes me really happy because I get that opportunity to do it, and that's just nice. But that's a different thing, which also does remind me I do have 3 videos of the Stardew Valley food that I still haven't actually edited and uploaded. I really do need to do that. Again, it's the joys of the ADHD. I get lots of ideas and I'll do half of the damn thing and then forget to do any more of it. Because I'm a genius. Goodness, if anyone's ADHD out there and has a way of dealing with that, because list writing is only taking me so far. I'd love a good system of managing it. Well, I don't want to throw those away. Let's put the bait on the rod, and we'll take. I'll take a bunch of these copper ores over to Clint, and we'll get him to smash open these Omni Geodes whilst we're there. Probably not a bad idea, in all honesty. We should probably head over to Ginger Island as well at some point. Now, what's our relationship with Clint? Clint's pretty good, actually. I was expecting it to be lower. I guess because I completed did the completion of the bundles in the community centre, it means that my actual friendship relationships with a lot of the members of the community are higher than I was expecting. Largemouth bass. I mean, I know that's Mountain Lake. But I've got my focus for this week, which is to reach floor 100 in the damn mines. That's the aim. Okay, so you want 100 pieces of ginger or killing 50 bats? Let's try the bats. I think I've done stuff for Clint on that one. I can't remember what that actually requires me to do. We'll see. Anyway, right, Clint, here's some copper. I did. I mean, local ores. It's from the desert. It's not really local, is it? I've travelled for these. Ooh. Anyway, smash these with a hammer, please, Clint. I really want to see what's inside them. And if you can happen to smash one open and it gives me an ocean stone, that'd be great, because I think that's the thing that my squid want. No, not a prehistoric drum. Ancient drum, even. Still. Old. Let's keep smacking things and see what happens. I will definitely say that if anyone asks me to sing as part of a Patreon thing, that will make me cry a little bit inside, because I know I can't sing. I'm absolutely atrocious at singing. Because unfortunately, the sort of songs that I want to sing, my voice doesn't fit. Like, the octave range is way lower than what I tend to listen to. For example, as a kid, I used to listen to a lot of Linkin Park. Still kind of do. I cannot match the frequency. My octave range is far below middle C. And that annoys me. I can match the note just about 2 octaves lower. That's the trade-off on that one. Now, of course, I do actually play the piano and I do play the guitar a little bit, so I do know a bit about music. So I do know that I don't have the vocal range. It's one of the reasons why I've not tried to do the grade, like the grades for the piano music, because I know for post grade 5, you in the UK at least. So if you know, I do not know how musical instruments are sort of worked with in the rest of the world. In the UK at least, there are 8 grades, 1 to 8. 1 is you're just starting, 8 is you've learned it really, really good and stuff. To be fair, if you're applying for university, if you're a grade 8 musician, you can get grants for free. The government would be like, here, throw money at you for literally no reason. I wish I'd known that. But yeah, at post grade 5, you have to sing. Well, you have to do an oral part of the exam. Spelled AU. And you have to try to match the scales or the notes and stuff, and it's like, that is punishing for me. Because if I've got somebody because the examiner will play something and you're supposed to try to tell them what notes they've played and then match it with your own voice. And now bear in mind, I last did an exam in my music when I was about 15, so it's been a long time. So I don't know if this is still the case. But if I get stuck with someone who goes, well, you're a man in your 30s, you clearly can do up here, can't you? It's like, no. Could you possibly play maybe 2 octaves lower? Then I might be able to match it. That'd be grand. But c'est la vie. That's just on that one. So that is... I'm not saying it's a fear of mine, but I'm worried that somebody will ask me to sing. Because I genuinely can't. But then again, I guess that's kind of funny to have a recording of somebody who genuinely can't sing. But oh well, that's the thing. Now, we're going to work our way through here. Going to smash open some ghosts with a sword and see what happens. Now, of course, this video is getting uploaded as soon as I finish it. Which might sound very odd, because what my system of working these videos is actually I record them and then I batch do the audio. I know I'm behind, so it needs doing. But we're slowly slugging our way through the mines. We're not getting down anywhere near as fast as I need, though. It's only midday, so I still have about 12 hours in the game day to try to get further down in these caves. The trouble is, if I'm not getting the passages, like the holes, that's going to make it a lot slower. Now, of course, as soon as I see the stairs, I'll take them, but I would very much prefer a hole leading down, and because they can drop you quite a significant distance, yes, at the cost of health. So, that's kind of the biggest issue I've got here, and these mummies are annoying, but not the end of the world sort of monsters, because, especially considering they give the most important solar essences, because without those, I'm not going to work my way down here very quickly, because it means with them I can make more of the mega bombs. The other option is, of course, I can use coal and iron to make the regular bombs, but the trade-off is I kind of need the coal so I can make more of the preserve jars, so I'm kind of loath to end up using it, because there just isn't an easy farming way for it until you, well, I don't really think there is an easy farming way of getting coal, other than, well, growing a bunch of trees, cutting them down, and burning the wood. But then the time consumption for that is quite high, because you need to grow a number of trees, you need to grow at least 10 wood to make 1 coal. And I think a tree can give you up to 20 wood if you take down its stump. Depends on whether you have like the shaving upgrade on the axe and other general like the perks that you've spent. So I don't really know how viable wood to charcoal really is as a process. I mean, I'm kind of glad that they're considered the same material, because it would suck so hard if you couldn't use them interchangeably. But at the same time, there might be a reason for having only charcoal being used for certain things, yada yada yada. I'm not sure. But it is still somewhat frustrating, because I do really need more of those damn preserves jars, and then at 8 coal a time, it's not a cheap material, not a cheap construction project, really. But it's the soot sprites that can give you them the easiest, I think, as they have a good chance of dropping them. Also, I know that if I kill more of them, generally, as a whole, I can then get the Burglar's Ring, which has the chance to give you double loot drops, which will mean I'll make another Iridium Band and replace and wear the one that has the it's a difficult choice of, do I be immune to slimes or do I have the Phoenix revive thing. I've not really needed the Phoenix revive thing, but at the same time, it's I don't really want to risk it. But that's going to be a we will see sort of thing, isn't it? But once I can get that sorted, then that's good. That's good, because then that'll give me twice the resource drops and yada yada yada. That's kind of what I want. And I think that's really what I want, isn't it? It's I want to have more coal drops, and I want more stuff done. But right. So, I'm going to slice my way through these slimes. I'm looking forward to actually getting to those wicker boxes over there. I'm assuming they're made of wicker because they look like it. It's only because I can get some interesting, useful resources out of the back of them. So let's slice them open and see what we get. So, oh, that finally, a singular ladder. There we go. Would it be nice to get a hole to jump down, but no, no. C'est la vie. Righty. So let's just quickly crack open this, slice open this enemy, and we're coming up to 5 o'clock now. We're still not far. I think that the progress of this run today has not gone anywhere nearly as good. Yeah. It's kind of annoying. It's what I need to sort out. I do really need to figure out a good way of dropping down faster. Because, yeah, I really need to get down to floor 100. I know it's going to be a thing. I'll probably end up doing it by the end of the week. But at the same time, good goddamn, I would really like to get there now. Obviously not quite saying that it needs to happen immediately, but at the same time, it'd be really good if something more helpful would happen to allow me to get closer to the floor 100. I.e., some holes in the ground to fall down. Thank you. But oh well. Let's murder some more of these dratted mummies whilst we're here, at least. And then place a bomb down, run away, run away. You can tell the fast-moving foods have worn off. Like, I haven't got the coffee with me. I haven't got the lucky. Now I'm going to eat some of that spicy eel, because the luck and the speed will be a good replacement on that one. But again, the speed. That's what we need. The speed. Always what we need. Righty. So, let's keep on going. We're nearly there. Come on. Oh, and that's a bat, so that's going to be good. I think that counts as a bat. Oh no, that's very silly, but yeah, so it does count as a bat. But I do need to figure that out, because I really want to... Oh, grief, this area is infested. Okay, well, the slimes aren't the problem. It's the serpents. Okay, there's not that many. It's quite a small floor. That's okay. But still, serpents are still kind of worrying, because they can definitely knock me out. Yeah. Which is not good. So I'm going to murder that one. We've got this slime here, and that serpent is annoyingly floating just out of line of sight. There we go. Now I can hit it, and then I can get the stairs down. And, of course, they've appeared over there. Fine. Not the end of the world, but we're going to get our way down quickly enough. Okay, right. Let's see. So we're going to smash that open. Going to get some stuff. Okay, so this is a good area. Lots of rocks. So put a bomb down here or two, and then that should give me a good bit of clearance as well. We'll see what we get. Okay, so we've got a way down, which is nice. It looks like that's going to be it. Okay, well, let's put a bomb there and see if a hole appears. Nope, just a way down. Fair enough. We will drop on down then. So, let's see. I guess that's the biggest problem is but when you're not getting the luck for it, I wonder if that is an effect of my daily luck for them, but I don't know. Is that a thing? And I know my daily luck does make an impact on things, but it's the trying to figure out exactly what it actually does make an impact on. I think that's the big question, isn't it? Oh well. We'll see. There's got to be something that I can do that can improve that. I mean, other than eating like the spicy eel, because that does give you an increase to luck. It's very helpful, I will admit. Okay. So let's see. Anything on this? No, we've got some more mummies. That's fine. Very annoying. Goodness, well, I blew that up. So that's, again, some more solar essence. That's another omnigeode. So I'm going to have a lot of those. It's going to be a big thing, isn't it? I'm just going to be cracking my way through a lot of those soon enough. Let's play another bomb down there. So the gold will be helpful, again, to make more of these mega bombs. I really need to remember to upgrade my blasted trash can. I keep saying it, but it's one of those things that I keep forgetting to take the 5 iridium bars to Clint. Because the thing is, the trash can's an immediate upgrade. It's not something you have to sit around and wait for. It's just I keep forgetting to do it. I really need to remember that. So that's going to be... I really need to start writing post-it notes and sticking them around my computer while I do them, to be fair. Because I'm so scatterbrained, I really am. Maybe I should have it open on another window. Just like a notepad of things that need doing today. But we'll see. That's kind of what we need to do. Right, so we'll place another bomb down here after we eat some more spicy eel. Because, yep, spicy eels need to go away. Right. Well, I say they need to go away. They need to go away into my stomach. Although that's something I've never actually eaten. I think. Like, no, did I have eel sashimi? I can't remember if I've ever eaten an eel. That's going to trouble me now for a couple of days. Either that, or what I do is I then actually eat eel the next time I go for sushi, because that's my guilty pleasure. I say guilty pleasure. Sushi, how can it be guilty for anything? It's delicious. But that's that. Righty, so we're slicing our way through these cursed serpents, so please just go away. I really do not want to be dealing with you guys. Now, of course, this being episode 81, we are slowly getting there to episode 100, and that's going to be something that I'm gonna do something cool for that. Well, I'm gonna try to, at least. Because I want to. I think that'd be really good fun. Have something exciting happen. Now, let's see. So we've got some more monsters there. We'll just quickly bypass those because it's 11:30, so we're not... We have that time pressure right now. I don't think we're going to get there today. Again, it's just been really bad for like the general luck of holes in the ground to jump down versus the ladders appearing. So looks like it's going to be tomorrow's kind of goal on this one over the next 2 days, at least the Wednesday-Thursday video. It'd be nice if I can achieve it before the end of the week, because that is something I really want to do. I want to get further down in these damn mines. Which I think is perfectly reasonable and perfectly legitimate as a concept and a thing to want to try to achieve. At the same time, though, it's being very time-consuming and frustrating. Does just cause me to ramble more, which I guess isn't terrible. Right, let's place another bomb there, and we'll flatten this horrible creature. Go away. Please, just walk into the... I didn't mean to do that. I meant to swing. Red cowboy hat. Well, what are we going to replace that with? Anyway, let's eat the purple mushroom because our health is low. It's 12:40. We really need to get out of here. Do I have any... what are they called? Totems? I don't think I've got any warp totems either. That's not good. Let's get out. Let's go. Go, 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 go. We have to return to the farm because the night is almost up. Right, well that's frustrating. Well, at least we've got an easy depositing of items back into my chest of gubbins. It's not going to be too hard to do, thankfully. So that's somewhat frustrating. Oh well. Let's just quickly go back and start depositing things in chests, because that's kind of the big main goal here, is just to make things organised and sensible. I think I'm going to have to end up smelting a bunch of these resources, but at the same time I need the coal. Well, how much have we got? Well, we've got enough for a good 8 of them at least, so that's nice. Well, more we make, the better. Let's have a quick look and then see. Well, it looks like all that it remains for me to do is to bid you all a fond farewell. So please, if you did enjoy my video today, please do like, share and subscribe, as it does genuinely help. And leave comments, tell me what you'd like to see me do, and all sorts of silly stuff like that, because again, it helps. And it also gives me a nice little buzz knowing that people are enjoying what I'm doing. I'm not saying that's purely for the selfish reasons of that, but but like I said, hopefully I'll catch you again on the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.